Hello to all my friends out there in YouTube land. It's your good buddy Philtastic here. Welcome back to the channel. You've got corporate Phil here at the moment. I'll grab that. Does this kind of look lame? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, everybody's been putting out their 2024, 2025 videos, what they've accomplished, what they want to do, and in true fashion, I kind of waited a little while. We're in the is it like almost the third week in January at this point, and reason for that, and I've got a couple kind of things at the top of my head, a couple other videos I'm planning that kind of directly feed into this. That being said, I'm not going to say everything just because I'm trying to sort that out myself. So I'm going to just shut up and kind of give you a brief overview. First of 2024 and really where I'm headed for 2025 as far as comics, art, things with the channel, and anything that pops into my head. 2024, I really kind of slowed down my collecting to be a little bit more purposeful. I was thinking about it. I was only at my LCS maybe 4 or 5 times this year. You know, when I went, I had a stack to pick up, but that's how it was in 2024. It's just, you know, ebb and flow. This how everything kind of went. And I wasn't as, I was going to say wasn't as adventurous, but that's not the case. I cut back a lot on my Marvel pulls. DC, I think I've only bought 3 or 4 actually single issue print DC books this past year. I'd have to research that to double check. But mostly I was collecting, as if you've seen my channel, that you know, the X-Men related books, and you know, following the fall of Krakoa, not all of the parts because it did get a little crazy. In general, I think the story was satisfactory with how it ended. I really liked that final kind of epilogue. The final battle with Nimrod kind of left me a little but what can you do? I have read a little bit of the X-Men post Krakoa. This is the first issue of the main title, and then last night I checked out the first 2 issues of X Factor on the Marvel Unlimited app. Not thrilled so far. Stay tuned, I guess, for more on that. But collecting-wise, I did get a lot of slabs this year, so I'm just going to give you my top 3. The first 2 I actually got through mystery boxes. I don't have them here. It's one of them in there. The other one is somewhere. But the first 2 was the first appearance of Null, which I got from Chris the Comic Vet's mystery box. Thanks again, Chris. I felt bad because I received it. I received the mystery box not knowing what was in it. And I don't typically open them right away. For whatever reason, I don't know, we got busy, maybe had a few things to open. And I put it aside, and he messaged me after a couple of days, like, did you open it yet? And I was like, no, not yet. He's like, well, let me know when you do. I'm paraphrasing, of course, so I had won, I guess, the grand prize, or if not, it was one of the big prizes there. I'm not a Null collector myself. Of course, I'm aware of the character. I've read parts of King in Black. I read most of it digitally, but he's a, you know, pretty big character at the time. Who knows if he'll be back? There's always been rumors of him popping up in the MCU. I do know he was in the last Venom film. I didn't see it. From what I've heard, it was just very, very brief. So who knows? Maybe we'll see him pop up in Secret Wars or whatnot. I also, through Jack Comics mystery boxes, and I'll go a little bit more into mystery boxes in a second, I was able to miraculously obtain the first appearance of the Black Cat, a great book which, to be quite honest with you, I thought I would never own. And yeah, I'm not a heavy Spider-Man collector, but come on, that's a key if there ever was one. She hasn't made any film appearances. Again, it's another one that there's always rumors, and who knows. Lastly, one of my last, I guess you could say, big key pickup for 2024 was right behind me. Let me just pull it.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
And this I got off of Shortbox. Really low price. This is probably the last major key I'm buying outright. I shouldn't say that because the last year when I said that, it was the first appearance of Deadpool, and then this just so happened to pop up. Iron Fist number 14, the first appearance of Sabretooth. 6.5. I wasn't looking for gangbusters. I was looking for, this. I didn't want to spend crazy stupid money, and like I said, this was a very good deal, especially for what it is. Art wise, I think I really had a banner year art wise. First, I had the absolute privilege of participating in Comics Curing Cancer in their 2024 art book, and for me that was first very kind of sobering. I've only shared this with a couple people. I suffer in a lot of different ways from imposters. What is it called? Imposter syndrome, where you're in a room, but you're like, do I really belong in this room? And I mean, look, there was a huge amount of talent on that book. And to be honest with you, this hobby has a huge number of talented people who were not even involved in the book. And I'm hoping that maybe in the 2025 version, they're added in or contribute in some way. And that was an honor. And I especially like that because I was able to honor my aunt's memory, who actually the anniversary of her death, I think we figured it's, hold on, she died in 99. This is 2019, 2020. Yeah, 26 years, her 26-year anniversary just passed last week. I don't celebrate death days. I only celebrate birthdays. And it was on January 8th, David Bowie's birthday. That's how I remember it now. But I was very appreciative to be included in that. I was overall okay with how my piece looked in the book. The original was a different story, to be honest with you. It took me a little bit out of my comfort zone, and was a little tougher for me to do. I haven't been approached or I don't even know if they've had any discussions about the 2025 art book. I do hope that they expand into other people, and if they're using other artists, more power to them. I am planning on drawing a little something this year, or maybe many little somethings to contribute, just to throw in. Not necessarily in the art book, don't get me wrong, I'm just saying for auction. And if it makes money, great. Hopefully it does. Another kind of banner moment for the first time ever, I've had my artwork published from Legacy Comics. I had 2 covers that you've probably heard me talk about ad nauseum. One of them is right here. The Job Dark Matches, where I worked on some different elements of the cover. And also Condry issue number 4 from Legacy Comics, the variant, online only variant, that I'm very, very proud of. Not necessarily because, hey, my art's published, but also because with every purchase, a donation gets made towards Comics Curing Cancer. And even though this was published in 2024, this arrangement, and I double-checked that recently, this arrangement is in perpetuity. So let's sell out this book. I don't get money from this, just to be certain, just to be clear this, no money. Condry digital variant number 4, no money. My share, what I would have gotten, is going to Comics Curing Cancer. I'm not writing the check. Legacy Comics, that's comics with an X, is get a copy today. If you have one already, get another one. I've also said if you want me to do a remark or something on this, I've never done one before, but send it to me. And if you make like a small donation to Comics Curing Cancer, I'll go ahead and take care of that for you. Honestly, I just want to help the cause. And that was my way of doing it. That did open up a door where in case you haven't heard, in the big news, I have drawn interiors and cover. I guess the overall artist. I don't know really how to approach that. For my first ever comic, it's an 8-page ashcan from Legacy Comics. I'm not the writer, I'm the artist, and that is Condry, A Prayer for the Dying. Again, I've been talking about that a lot. I'll put a link in the description of this video and all other fun places. Go ahead and support that. It's coming out in April. And there's no donation with that. That's just, hey, since you're going to be there, check this out too. And it is something I'm very proud of. I put a lot of work into it. Really jumped out of my comfort zone on it, but happy that it's there. And, Pat seems to like it. People who have seen previews seem to like it. So overall, great. So 2025. Art-wise, I'm going to be chugging along. I have a secret project I've been working on right in front of me that's long overdue. And I have some other projects, of course, I want to do. They always get trapped up here, and sometimes if I'm lucky, they make their way over here. And if I'm really lucky, they wind up being good. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. And of course, I'll still be just sketching in my own time, just for my own sanity, of course, and putting it up on Instagram and Facebook and X and all the other socials. Comic wise, I'm slowing down a lot. In short, I've had to prioritize things. And while I have not closed out my box at my LCS, I did ask my LCS owner if he could put things on hold for me. Um, and he knows our situation. I haven't been there in about 5 months, so I probably have a nice stack going. But when I do go back, I'm going to be making some severe changes. And yeah, I haven't really sorted those out yet. I haven't even talked to him about that yet. So as soon as I figure all that, I'll let you guys know. I can tell you that this year in particular, as I was saying earlier, I stuck with X-Men from Marvel, but I did go more into independence, and I want to continue to do that. And not just your image titles like Ghost Machine and Monstrous. I did enjoy and Undiscovered Country, or Undiscovered Country. No, that's not right. I can't think of the name of it. That's fine. I haven't read it in like 5 months. That's why. Um, I could tell you I've enjoyed Rare Flavors. What was the other title? I think Red Room, I want to say. But I do want to go back into independence, including some of the creators I've had on my show. And yes, you'll be seeing more of those. And I'm talking about the guys from Nation. I'm talking about the guys behind the Godfather universe and Biophile. I'm talking about the Bellowsmen, Brian's project, The Doctor, which I love. The Devil in Disguise, Robert Radho's project. I really like talking to these independent creators because you have the passion, and Pat from Legacy, of course, who we've had on before. You see that unbridled passion, and they're not just kind of like, I'm here, type of thing. And I should say this too. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. If you see somebody on my show, I've read their book. I like the book, and I'm sharing that with you. I'm not getting something sold. And in fact, many times, if they give me like a reader copy, Stellar Lands was another great one I read this year. Sorry, they're popping into my head. I don't want to really omit anybody on purpose. But if they give me a reader copy, as soon as I'm able to, I buy something else from them. So I do owe, I do have to make a purchase. I forgot from who. Nation and the Godfo guys I want to jump in with. But that's that. As far as mainstream comics, not on my polls. Keys, if you want to say that I'm hunting. I'm not a big hunter at the moment. I don't have the, I guess for lack of a better word, the ammunition to do so. I don't plan to be on short boxed nearly as much. Maybe if I have to make a donation. I made a lot of donations of slabs to Comics Curing Cancer, nothing crazy, just things I thought were cool or I got a good deal on, just something to help. But the way I approach keys, especially right now, is if I could find something and it's a cheap price and I have the money in my pocket and it's not going to, put me in duress, I'll go for it. My three biggest keys, which are kind of perennial things, are Batman Adventures number 12. There's not many first appearances, to be honest with you, that I really want anymore. It is what it is. I think Harley Quinn is one of the most interesting characters that has been introduced into modern day comics. I like that she's gotten a lot more attention over the past couple of years. Hopefully I get it. If not, oh well. I'm not going with crazy money on it. I've had a couple opportunities and just was like, I can't spend that right now. Hulk 180. I've got 181. Wolverine's my favorite character. You might as well get 180. This one might be more of a long-term goal. Wolverine seems like he's hot again as far as keys go. And X-Men are, with the rumors that go every day, oh, the X-Men are going to be in the MCU, the X-Men are going to be in the MCU. They get up and up and up, and that's been kind of a deterrent to collecting, at least for me. And Vengeance of Bane. I've never read this. I like Bane. He's one of my favorite Batman characters, villains rather. Mine as well. And again, I've had the opportunity before, but it just seemed like stupid money to spend on it for me. And look, I mean, I could very easily get any one of these books off of eBay, off of Shortboxed, whatever. But the hunt is the fun, and although I'm not hunting much, if I come across it and it's a good price, I might go for it. Other than that, I'm really just looking to fill some holes in my collection. I've got a pretty good run of Marvel Comics Presents Volume 1. It was one of my favorite series as a kid, and I'm at the point where I'm kind of have most of the ones that are easy to find or are cheap. There's too many to name off, so I'll put a graphic up here if I can remember. So you know exactly what I'm looking for, just as an FYI. New Mutants. Believe it or not, I'm almost done with my run on New Mutants. And again, these are not things that are tough to find. It's just money, time, whatever. Out of the whole Volume 1, I'm missing 28, 30, 31, 35, and 87. Not bad. What If, now that the series is done, and the last season was not very well received, I'm hoping that the prices for the What If books start to come down. I'll put a graphic up of that too. It was one of the first series again that I collected as a kid. I loved What If. I don't like the modern What Ifs as much. I think it's rarer that they do something interesting, and it kind of even put a tinge in my mouth because I kind of feel like, well, you guys kind of ran out of ideas, and now what was in What If years ago is like, hey, we're going to try this with the Avengers now. And really, Mike Del Mundo stuff. Mike Del Mundo, if you have watched my channel before, you may know he is my favorite modern day artist. He's got a unique style. Look, I've made 2 videos about his artwork. It's really one that I just kind of repackaged, but that's between you and me and whoever cares. He's had some great just kind of common books, and I look forward to picking them up. I'm not going to pay stupid money for them, though. Other than that, the only other thing that would ever be on my want list is something that I definitely don't foresee picking up this year. I just think it'd be really cool to get one of those Frank Cho sketch covers, the Outrage ones. Frank Cho's a phenomenal artist. I think we can all agree with that. A lot of his work might be something that my wife may not appreciate too much, if you understand, but I really like the humor in some of these things. And again, look, I know I can go onto eBay and get a cheap reprint that somebody's basically stealing and reprinting on a common book. That's not what I want to do. I want to order it from him. Again, that's a very long-term goal. That's going to be not only long-term, but hey, we're celebrating something big, and I got a good chunk of change in my pocket that's burning, and everything is paid. That's the only kind of time I would even dip my toe into that. I mean, other than that, my goal really isn't to read a whole lot of comics this year. It's really just to enjoy what I have, trim down a lot of my collection, which I've been kind of doing, just going through long boxes and whatnot. I've only done one show. I've only shown you one show, I should say, where I do that. But we'll be doing more of that this year. And really just doing more things that I find interesting. Less unboxings, only because I'm going to be purchasing a lot less. And look, if I read something cool and I want to share it with you through the magic of YouTube and these telephones and whatnot, I know that made me sound a lot older, these telephones, I'm going to do it. I'm still pushing for the Road to 1K giveaway. I don't know that we're going to hit 1K. I'm at 375 right now, which is not too shabby. I intend to talk about that in a future video, but I'm intending to film that for a very long time. Anyway, I think that's it for this video. I appreciate you stopping by. If this is your first time coming here, leave a comment. Say you're a first timer. If you like what you see, thumbs up. Subscribing is always a nice thing. And do hashtag 2025 for a road into the 1K giveaway. Well, thanks for watching. Tell me what your goals are, by the way. I really am interested in hearing that. And as I said, you're going to see some smaller videos, hopefully, that kind of have a lot to do with this stuff. I don't want to tease anything, but be on the lookout. You want to be up to date, hit the notification button so you'll know when I open up my mouth on this camera. Anyway, gotta run. Peace, love, and comics. Take care.